So if you happen to be watching this and Valentine's Day is right around the corner, this is perfect timing. If you're watching this 4 years from now in a different month and it's not Valentine's Day, this is still the perfect recipe for you.
Or if you miss Valentine's,
or if
use this to make up.
Right, any day can be Valentine's Day, right? We don't need a calendar to tell us to love our loved ones, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Well, as a chef, it was always Attack of the Two Tops, and they wanted filet mignon. So we've got a wooden nickel filet here, and I want to do a brown butter blackened filet mignon bow tie Alfredo with roasted tomatoes.
Come on.
But it's too simple. It's so simple. It's almost harder to say than it is to do. Let's get into the action. Grill stabilized at 425 to 450 degrees, direct on one side. Cast iron has come to temperature. First thing we need to do is season up our filet. I'm going to use a Lane's Barbecue Blackening seasoning. And I love using a Blackening on filet. It just stands out on the sociable steak, right? This thing almost chews itself. It is so tender, wet aged, lovely. Let's get the butter in the pan. It's gonna be a smoking point, right? Watch this. Ooh, baby, that's hot. It's gonna brown quick. So there we go. And I'm on a little bit of a hill, so I'm gonna move this and drop that right in. Oh yeah. Wow. That's a lot of butter. If you're thinking to yourself, that's too much butter, I'd halfway agree with you. It's a lot of butter, but maybe not too much butter, right? Okay, let's get our garlic going. And I like to put a little smash on these guys before I put the knife to it. Beauty, beauty, beauty. And then just a rough chop here. Let's take a look at our filet real quick and start basting some butter. Maybe we do a little flipperoo. Wow. Let's just look. It might need to sit there, you know? It might need to sit just like that for a little bit. Holy bajoli. And you know what else we could do? We could sneak in this wood chunk. I got a hickory wood chunk, and we're gonna hot smoke this. So, hottest portion of the charcoal, wood chunk is in, and we're gonna start getting a little lacquer of smoke going on. All right, a little movement here. And we're gonna cook this filet to about a medium rare plus, because it's still going to cook as it, oh my gosh, as it's interacting with the hot liquid from our Alfredo sauce. That wood chunk has reached a combustion state, which tells me we're going to have really nice blue, thin, wispy smoke. That's exactly what we want. Let's take a minute just to take a deep breath and get organized here. Okay, so now I'm going to start stacking things in the order in which we're going to use them. We just chopped that garlic. That's going to kind of be the next thing. So you're going to go over here. Then we're going to, let's see, going to add some tomato paste, and that's going to give us this beautiful color. After that, we're gonna need to deglaze to slow the process down. We're gonna reduce our sauce a little bit. Then we'll hit it with some heavy cream. That's gonna cool things down again, let it come back up to temperature, and then reduce it. I love hearing these birds.
You hear them?
Yeah, yeah. Then we're gonna go with some bow tie pasta. Now we've already cooked this to al dente, so it's gonna finish in the sauce, and then we're gonna finish that Alfredo. You know what? Before we do the bow tie pasta, we're gonna need to add our Parmesan cheese to finish our Alfredo sauce. Then we go in. Now I'm feeling really good about this, okay? We've also got
all
some...
All in order,
yeah,
all in line.
Right, and we've got some bread here, which we can slice so we can have those rabbit ears coming out. What I mean by that is just kind of sticking out like a garnish, nice grill marks. That'd be beautiful, okay? Let's flip open that grill lid and take a look at our filet. Oh my gosh. Yes. We're getting there. Now, it's important to note that there is a lot of fat content in there. We're gonna have to get rid of some of that. Otherwise, that'd be too much fat and our sauce would break. So in my mind, I'm thinking safety. So I've got a nice towel here that I'm gonna be able to grab the handle, and what am I doing with that excess butter? But I do wanna use that much butter. There's my spoon here, because we're gonna do the little basty trick where we come at an angle and we're going right over top. This is a great way to build that crust that we're looking for. Let's close that lid and let that hickory do some work, all right? We've got a great crust building right now. I want to instill that hickory smoke right into the crust. Beautiful stuff. Oh yeah. Right?
Look at that.
Just a beauty. All right, let's get this off. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna let this baby rest right here. And we're gonna dump out some of that butter because that is a lot of fat and blackened butter. Now we're gonna go in with this garlic, fresh chopped garlic. Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that aroma.
Tomato paste right on top of it. It's gonna add some nice acidity. Stir it in with those tongs. We're gonna cook that acid out for just a minute. All right, back over the heat. Looking great. Next thing we need to do is deglaze. So we're gonna get some white wine right in there. Here we go. Beautiful. Look at that nice color we've got. Deep, rich aromas, flavors. Magic. So it's reducing down, it's losing its alcohol percentage because the alcohol evaporates before the actual water in the wine does. And look at these bubbles. Come here and look at these bubbles. It went from just bubbles on the outside to bubbles moving towards the center. The viscosity and thickness is changing a little bit. Now it's time for us to introduce our heavy whipping cream. And that's going to be the base of our sauce. We're going to let that cream and wine mixture come back up to temperature, reduce by about a quarter, and then we're going to start going in with some of this beautiful Parmesan cheese, which is going to help give us a beautiful, beautiful sauce. I can see the bubbles start to pick up right now. We're going to grill off some of those tomatoes and some of this broccoli rabe, toast off some bread. Magic is happening. Alfredo sauce is quite possibly the easiest sauce to make in a pan sauce. It's beautiful. And to do that on the grill and pick up that natural lump charcoal, the hickory that we put on there, it's just gonna elevate it even further. In the restaurant, we used to make it to order in the pan 40, 50 times a night, and it's just so fun to do. Just be a little organized and you can move with speed and purpose. I'm liking the direction we're going. Look at how it coats the back here. We're gonna do something called nappe. If we can draw a line, and the line sticks as it does right now, we're good to add our pasta. Remember, this is par cooked, mostly cooked, bow tie pasta here. We're just gonna start tossing it. The starches from the pasta are gonna assist in thickening this sauce up as well. And at this point, once I start drawing here and I can see the line stay, I'm gonna take this pan off completely because we're almost there. If it starts to get, it's not too tight. This is right where I want it, but troubleshooting, if it got too tight, you can go in with a little bit more cream and reincorporate it with your tongs and just kind of whip it in, okay? And then let that reduce a little bit. So don't freak out. You've always got a little extra cream, a little extra white wine. And we can bulk up that sauce a little bit so that we don't scorch the bottom. It's at this point that I'm gonna add just a little bit more Parmesan because I added that extra cream. I've got some broccoli rabe that I'm gonna add. We've got some tomatoes. Let's go ahead and throw those tomatoes in. And I love these multi-color tomatoes. They just make the whole dish pop a little bit more. Nice and charred. Broccoli rabe. Oh yeah. Let's get it off the flame. That's looking great. All right, look how saucy that is. As it cools down just a little bit, it's gonna continue to set. Let's go ahead and spread the butter on this bread and toast it off. We wanna get it nice and charred. And then let's go ahead and slice the filet. We're gonna plate this dish up. Oh my gosh, it just slices like butter. That's why they call it the sociable steak. I mean, it just falls apart. And it's not often I do filet. Again, I wait for Valentine's Day, but this is spectacular. One more toss to heat everything up. Oh my gosh. All right, right in there. Sorry, it's hard to talk in complete sentences when this is going down, you know?
The aromas are unbelievable.
Yeah, it's silly. The colors, the textures, the flavors. And then we fish out some of those, you know, the broccoli rub, and who knows where the roasted tomatoes went. They're just in there somewhere. Those will be a gem to kind of find as we go. There's one. And then we kind of pile it towards the middle just a little bit as far as plate presentation. And just transfer it right to the top, just like that. And then we talked about those rabbit ears. Let me see, something like that. That's probably the best dish I've made in quite some time. I haven't even tasted it, but as a chef, I know exactly where this is. That is on time Alfredo. Jeez Louise. Dude, look at that. That is spectacular. I mean, that's silly good. There's really no words. It's balanced. It's of the grill.
Is it romantic?
It's downright.
That's a word.
It's downright sexy. I mean, let's be honest. If we're talking about blackened butter filet mignon over a homemade Alfredo with that acid from the tomato, I mean, it's just a gorgeous dish. Folks, if you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this one too. We rarely ask people to share this. This is something that needs to be shared around. I hope this thing goes viral because it is spectacular. What a dish, what a dish. And do leave us a comment because we love to read and respond to those. So, and as always, from our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.